So this isn't the first time we've had riots in America over racial issues, and obviously Martin Luther King's death led to riots. And you don't have the footage anymore, but I did interview a guy who was homeless and he lived in the same shelter that I did. And I asked him, because I try when I can to ask elderly African Americans about Martin Luther King and what they think about all the issues that he brought up. I'm a fan, poor people's party, but I'm just one person and I'm curious about other people's perspectives. This guy said that he looted after King died, and he brought himself to tears. And it seemed to me as if he regretted looting, as if he felt guilty about it. And that's the thread that I want to pick up. I have not been looking at the protests and riots as closely as I could have. I didn't know what was going on for 3 days. Obviously, George Floyd's death should have sparked something. How about reform? But who knows what'll come, and the protests make it relevant. It makes that reform charged with violent energy. But that's why I'm picking up that thread. You look back at the Target you looted and you broke up and destroyed the desks and broke all the windows, and you don't think, yeah, I really put that cop away. They're not arrested for all I know still. So it's outrageous. Why do you have to make it? How can you lose the moral superiority argument when it was obviously murder by the cop? Why do you have to insup the racists by looting Walmarts and Targets? That is deeply irrational, but rage and frustration simply is. And I've known that frustration for a number of different issues over the course of my life. If I was younger and had the right group of friends and the right thing happened, I would have done that kind of awful juvenile crap. I would have done terrible things if I could have, because I was a terrible person as a teenager and as a 20-year-old. My 20s are littered with mistakes. Luckily, I haven't done these things because I feel guilty for all of my mistakes, and I look back at them and I probably spend too much time regretting them. If you riot and then you loot, hopefully you will someday regret it. And you will think about your past actions and you'll feel disappointed in yourself. And I don't know, let's end this thread and tie it off with this fantasy that I always have of me going back in time to the things where I did something wrong, and me just showing up like Doctor Who or like Back to the Future. And then I get out of my car and I am in the past and I witness myself doing it, and I just kill myself, just execution. That's my weird fantasy about regrets. Like, I wish I did that so much better, and I hate myself for doing it that poorly. Now, not everybody has to have that ego problem or that psychological weakness. Regret doesn't make powerful, strong, proud men and women. It just doesn't. But it's better than becoming an evil POS. And a lot of people are spending their time being that. And the thing that's problematic is that they can say over and over, and you no longer get to say this. You know that you're in the wrong if you're looting. But you can say over and over, it's that guy's fault. He murdered somebody while people were watching, while people were telling him not to. Those people ideally should have gotten up there and pushed him off the man and then gotten arrested with him. Who cares you're resisting arrest? You're witnessing abuse. That's what I wish had happened, because the cops don't have counter spikes. To bring this deeper into my philosophy, a counter spike, when you see a spike, is an attempt to